Contrary to what you might hear from Protestant pastor Jim Bob, the Roman Catholic Church was never against translating the Bible into the vulgar tongue. In fact, they sanctioned the translation of the Bible into multiple vulgar languages. The New Jerusalem Bible into French. We have the Douay-Rheims, translated as early as 1610. The entire English version of the Bible was completed by the Roman Catholic Church. Now, the reason why there were not that many translations of the Bible into the vulgar languages is because the Roman Catholic Church had 3 requirements to translate a Bible into the local language. Number 1, it had to be based on the original text or the Latin Vulgate. Number 2, it had to be approved by a local bishops' conference. And number 3, it had to be approved as containing no doctrinal error that went against the official teaching of the Roman Catholic Church. Requirements 1 and 3 kind of contradict each other. I can't really remain faithful to the original text if I'm going to try to remain faithful to Roman Catholic doctrine. There are multiple examples of translation choices in the Latin Vulgate and in the English or French versions of the Catholic Bible. And I call them versions because the minute you change the meaning, translating, and you choose a completely different word that doesn't actually represent the original word you're trying to translate in order to support an existing doctrine, and by translating the actual word, you undermine Roman Catholic doctrine, that makes the translation a different version. For example, Jerome could have chosen a different Latin word when he translated in Luke the angel's greeting to Mary. There is another passage in Greek where the word full of grace can be translated plena gratias, which literally means to be full of grace. However, when the angel greeted Mary, this was a greeting, one who is highly favored. This was more of a title, a declaration of the angel letting Mary know, you are beloved, you are favored, you have been chosen. Jerome made a very deliberate choice to translate it full of grace rather than highly favored or one beloved because it matched or it agreed with Roman Catholic doctrine. James chapter 5, the scripture says, if anyone is sick, let him call the presbyteros of the church. In the Roman Catholic translations, it says, let him call the priests of the church. But that's not what presbyteros means. Presbyteros always means an assembly of elders, a gathering of elders. Let him call the elders of the church. The choice to translate it, priest, reflects Roman Catholic theology, not an actual translation of the text. That's why Roman Catholic translations are different versions of the Bible. In Hebrews 13:7, the Douay-Rheims says, obey your prelates. Prelates? 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 Obey your prelates, those who have ecclesiastical authority over you. Other translations render it closer to what the actual Greek is saying. Obey your leaders, or those who have the rule over you. It's not defining the office, it's describing it. Someone who is an elder, an overseer, a pastor, they are one who have been tasked with this office of ruling, administrating the local church. Obey those who are your administrators, those who pastor the church, those who oversee the assembly. So when it comes to translating from the original text, one of the 3 requirements for the Roman Catholic Church to sanction a translation, when you take that text and you translate it, but you're very deliberate in the word choice, and the words you choose reflect more the established doctrine of your institution rather than what the word actually means to say, well then, that's problematic. You see, the Roman Catholic Church was not so much concerned about the Bible being translated into the vulgar tongue. They were concerned about the Bible being translated according to what it actually says. Because God forbid that a common farmer read the Bible, discern the meaning of the text, and realize that he's been duped by his authorities. And the reason that is so frightening to those who are in power is because the Bible teaches we ought to obey God rather than men. So yes, while we should submit to those who have the rule over us, if they usurp God's authority, if they take upon themselves titles never intended for them, then we, the believer, have an obligation to, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Protest that false claim to authority.